Hello, I'm James Billings with American Legion Post 138 in Alabaster. The American Legion was chartered by Congress in 1919 as a patriotic veterans organization devoted to mutual helpfulness. It's the nation's largest wartime veterans service organization, committed to mentoring youth, sponsorship of wholesome programs in our communities, advocating patriotism and honor, promoting strong national security, and continued devotion to our fellow service members and veterans. As we pause to remember veterans on this Veterans Day 2020, I hope you'll take a look and meet some of us. Here are our stories.
My name is Paul Gonthair, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Trenton A.G., born and reared in South Alabama, been living in Shelby County for about 3.5 years.
My name is James Billings, and I live here in Alabaster. I grew up in Indiana, but the Army brought me to Alabama in 1998, and I've been here off and on ever since.
My name is Charles Knight. Well, originally from Alabama. I always tell people I'm originally from Alabama born, but I was raised throughout the United States. I come from a military family, so we got every year you got to pack up and go somewhere type syndrome.
I was in the Army, and I was in the Chemical Corps in the Army. But I held many other jobs as well as chemical. I was a military policeman, I was an adjutant general, I was a quartermaster. You tend to do a lot of things in the military. That's not necessarily your specialty or what you're trained for, but you learn how to do your job.
U.S. Air Force, took basic training at Lackland Air Force Base, tech school in Keesler Air Force Base, and spent the remainder of my time at Blytheville Air Force Base in Arkansas, air traffic controller.
I served in the Army. I served for 33 years. I enlisted when I was 18 years old in 1982. And I retired in 2015 when I was 51.
25 Alpha Signal Corps. One thing about the Army, you're never going to do just one thing. So even though I was a Signal Corps officer, I was given many tasks. They like to call them additional duties, but there's nothing additional. When they give you something, it's considered your primary duty in addition to your other primary duty on your other primary duty, so it kind of filters. But served as platoon leader, company commander, squad leader.
I served from 1960 to 1964. Well, the thing about air traffic control, no 2 days were the same. And it was an exciting career field, and I enjoyed the thing that, they were disciplined, and it just kind of made things go well, and so I enjoyed that part of it. I love to keep things structured, and that's a good structured organization.
Veterans are a group of special people, in my opinion. They go off, leave their family, usually when they're youngsters, when they're young, and they go faraway lands, and they promise this country of ours that nothing's going to hurt them, not as long as they're doing their job. And I just think it's a privilege to belong to such a special group of people that I've had the honor to serve doing those things, going away and protecting our country.
Veterans Day for me is a time to reflect on my service and the people I served with. I have a lot of pleasant memories about my military service. I look back on it with fond memories and a lot of relationships with people who I continue to have as friends. Some are still serving, others have retired, but I remember those times. People who are no longer with us that I served with, but I remember the good and the bad. I certainly don't consider myself a hero, but I was privileged to stand in the company of heroes and to stand with them. And that was an honor for me. And it was an honor for me every day that I was able to put on the uniform and to represent my country and to serve in the Army.
Veterans Day means many things to me as family, because I come from a long line of service to our country. My step-grandfather, World War II, Navy. My father-in-law, World War II, Army, combat engineer. My father, Korean War, during the Jim Crow era, so it was really rough for him because he had a college degree, but they never made him an officer. He was a private. But he served his term in Korea as a combat engineer, as he says, hanging upside down from a bridge, learning how to rivet and shoot at the same time. 3 uncles, Marine Corps, multiple tours Vietnam. Several cousins towards Vietnam, did not come home.
My father was a World War I veteran, and he was a charter member of the Thomasville Post 112, which was chartered in 1949, and he was one of the charter members of it. But Veterans Day means a lot to me. It really does. You know, I've been through a lot of ceremonies over the years since I have been out of service, and I just think it's a wonderful thing that we can recognize our veterans with a Veterans Day.
I think some common misconceptions would be that we're old and tired and can't do anything anymore. I believe veterans are a type of people that still want to do something for their country, for their community, for their family, but I don't think that people always give them that credit. I believe that once they leave service, they think they're not worthy of existing anymore. And we run into a lot of problems with some veterans because of that. But I just think that people believe that we're not worthy to do anything anymore. Well, I think the first thing that should be done is whenever you do recognize a veteran is say hi to him. Just say hello. Just thank them for their service. They don't need thanks, but it is nice to just say hi to them. We were a very friendly community when we were on active duty, when we were in service. We always said hello to each other. We always saluted each other. And, you kind of miss that when you get into the civilian world after you leave service. So just say hi to them. That's what I would think. And also support your local veterans organizations. The American Legion, for example, is a wonderful veteran organization that we find camaraderie in what we do. We are able to serve the community, and we're able to do things for youth and defense of the country and Americanism, and it's all part of what we do. And I think if you could support those local veterans groups, that would be a good thing as well.
I belong to the American Legion because I want to continue my service. I served my country for 33 years in uniform in the Army. But the American Legion gives me another way to serve. It's a way I can continue to serve veterans, and it's a way I can continue to serve my community. And I enjoy that I think that I've been given so much by my country. I want to continue to give back and to serve.
If you joined the military and you put in as many years as I did, you want to continue serving. And it's just something in all of us. We were trained to do service. We were trained to defend something. We were trained to attack something. We were trained to support something. And we just I feel we have the willingness and the need to continue to serve in those capacities, to support the communities, to support each other as veterans. So that's one reason I continue to serve. I want to keep the veteran community active. I want them to know that they have a friend, that they can still serve and fulfill that need that they have.
I like to volunteer first thing. I've been in volunteer fire departments. I served about 11 years for the Emergency Management Association in Monroe County. So I like volunteering, so that's why I like being in the American Legion.
I think a lot of veterans come out of the service and they feel a little bit lost because they feel that their community doesn't understand them. And that's one thing that we hear often from veterans, is that people just don't understand what I've done, where I've been, the things I've had to do. And if anything, I would ask our community could try to reach out to those veterans. Let them know that you don't understand, but you'd like to hear their story. Every veteran has a story they'd like to tell. I encourage you to sit down with a veteran and just ask them to tell you their story.